Hey, I'm back, Pastor Bob 2.0, with a new podcast coming up. Thanks for joining me. I've taken a couple months off from podcasting, and I guess just to reevaluate what I'm talking about. Now, I am a part of a fantastic group called Sanctuary International, and many of you watch these great teachings by Pastor Bob 1.0, by Scott, by Craig, by Jamie, and all of these guys, and they do some fantastic teachings. Now, I was looking at this a little bit and I'm thinking, man, I'm rehashing topics that these guys are nailing pretty well, and so let me take a fresh approach from a different viewpoint, if I may. You see, not only am I a sanctuary pastor, not only have I taught at Cornerstone Festival and some of the local ones here like Life Fest and things like that, but I also have written some books that I think I can offer some hope, some advice from this side of the pew. You see, just recently, within the last week, I got my credential renewed as a pastor for the 20th time. That means 20 years of being a credentialed minister with the Assemblies of God. Now, I realized right there that was a huge red flag for some of you, because you're like, maybe you've had a good experience in the Assemblies of God, maybe you haven't. Maybe you've had good experiences in the institutional church, maybe you haven't. I realize that. I've been there, and that's why I wrote books. That's why I've spoken at different music festivals about surviving church politics, surviving church abuse. So, all of my podcasts with this new recording, the Metal Pulpit, is going to come at things from that perspective, from the perspective of a pastor of an institutional church. And I hope it's a healing time. I hope it's an insightful time, because quite honestly, I've been on the side of bashing the church. I will share that story with you in weeks to come. And I've also been on the side of the church where it's been fantastic being a pastor of a church in two different locations. One 2 hours south of here, and then where I live, and then in the city of Milwaukee, and then here right in central Wisconsin in a little city called Wapaka. And can you tell I'm in a very Indian territory, where the names of the cities, we have Oconomowoc, we have Waukesha, we have Milwaukee, which if you're a Wayne's World fan, you'll get a dissertation from Alice Cooper about Milwaukee, Algonquin for the Great Land. But we live in an area with a lot of those types of names, so I don't expect you to memorize that. But my desire is to field questions from you, which you can email me at right here, PastorBobAdams@gmail.com. Do not send questions to PastorBob2.0@gmail.com, because I don't have that email address. And so I'm going to take your questions and I'm going to address them. And I'm also going to talk about topics from the viewpoint of a pastor, or as I say, topics from a view from the other side of the pew. And so I hope this is a healing podcast. I hope this is a refreshing podcast. I am going to ruffle feathers, but I'm also going to bring hope and healing for those of you hurt within the church buildings. I'm excited about this. I hope you come along on the ride with me with this. And the first podcast where I hit a topic will begin next Wednesday. So again, email me if you'd like some topics, some thoughts, some questions. I will answer all of your emails and do my best to address these topics. I'm going to do all of these right from this setting, right here in my church office. Now, here's the thing. Our church is too small to take up room for offices. I suppose I could put one in, but I don't want it. I don't want to take up the space. So here I am in my home office, which is my church office, and my very small dwindling library, which is being overtaken by action figures and comic figures and a few RC cars as well. And this is where I'll be doing all my podcasts from. And then some of you are going to appreciate this. I invested in a tripod, so no more shaking of the camera, okay, while I'm outside or anything like that. This is where I'm going to be podcasting from. So again, shoot me emails. I'd love to hear from you, and I look forward to sharing with you, learning alongside you, and hope to hear from you soon. We'll see you next week. Bye.